Okay, so getting started in our core exercises, we're going to want to really focus on the best we can do. Core exercises aren't always easy for all of us, and some of us have reasons that they might be more difficult. A common thing that we see is a condition where the abdominal muscles are split down the middle, and when we do sit-up type of movement, we get a sort of cone in our tummy that looks like a hernia. You may or may not have noticed that. It happens to both men and women. And that's a separation of the muscles coming apart this way, and the intestines are actually poking up through it. If you notice that about yourself, you can literally push it back down with your hand while you're doing your exercises. So if you see a cone or a dome shape happening in your abdominal muscles, push it back down with your hand while you're doing your muscles or while you're doing your exercises. I know that's a weird thing, but then there's other reasons. Maybe we have back issues or something else that's not going to allow us to fully do the exercise. So just do your best, modify as needed, unmute yourself if you need to so that you can ask how we could modify something. Okay, so with that said, we are going to begin seated. And I need to adjust this, it looks like. I can't see my mat. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I was afraid this would happen. Let's see if I can adjust this a little bit. Does that help me? No. I had it all adjusted and then my cat knocked over. There she is. The cat knocked over the screen. Okay. That looks like it's gonna fall over soon. Anyway, okay. So, oh, there it goes. Okay, let's try this again. You guys, I'm so sorry. I use a tablet and it's not the most stable thing. Okay. See if this will work. So sitting in a comfortable position, nice and tall, we're going to start by just noticing our abdominal muscles, bringing our attention or our mind's eye to those abdominal muscles. So sit up nice and tall. I'm cross-legged because that's comfortable for me. You can be in whatever position you'd like to be in. We're going to relax our shoulders, just let the shoulders relax down away from your ears and kind of settle into your body. Maybe close your eyes if you'd like, and then begin to breathe. We're not going to manipulate the breath at all today or this morning to start. We're just going to notice our breath and draw your attention into your abdomen. So in yoga or in Pilates, when we're talking about the core, the strength of the core, we're talking about the whole body minus the arms and legs. Not just that six-pack abs. In fact, that six-pack abs is about the most superficial muscle group in our body. We like to get deeper than that for true core stability. See if you can feel what muscles are kind of important for your stability, just what you know about anatomy or what you can feel in your own body. Sitting up tall, what muscles are holding you up? You don't need to know the names of the muscles, just kind of acknowledging where they are. And if any are causing any soreness or any noise at all in your body. I can really feel my low back muscles, my thoracic and lumbar spinal muscles on either side of the spine. I can tell that they're doing a lot of work to hold me up. And I can also feel the engagement in my lower abdomen holding me up tall. Maybe you can feel those things too. If you can't feel anything. If you can't feel any muscles holding you up, that's okay too. That sort of body awareness doesn't necessarily come naturally, or if it came naturally, we've done things to suppress it. And that's okay. But we're just looking and inquiring in. And sitting up nice and tall, we're going to try to engage those muscles just as a practice. You hear me oftentimes saying draw the navel in and up, and that's what we're going to do to engage for our core exercises. So when I speak of the navel, I'm more or less talking about the belly button area. So pull your navel in towards your spine and then see if you can't lift it up toward your ribs. So back towards your spine, or in towards your spine, up towards your ribs. Now it takes practice, but core engagement should not mean restriction of breath. We should still be able to find a soft belly breath even when our core is engaged. But like I said, that takes practice, because a lot of times when we engage the core, that means that we're kind of holding our breath. And almost sometimes if we're really engaged in the core, it feels like we can't even talk. But we can talk. I'm engaged and I'm talking right now. So it takes practice to get there. Remember to breathe. Full belly breaths means that that engagement might release a little bit as you breathe in. But it can certainly contract and come back to engagement as you breathe out. While you're practicing that awareness, let's just do some simple neck rolls. A big part of abdominal exercises are strengthening the neck too, just by the nature of whenever we bring our head off of the ground in an inclined position, we're working on strengthening the neck. So let's loosen it up a little bit. Nice and tall, bring the chin down towards the chest. Notice the way that feels, if it pulls on any muscles of the spine. If you feel any burning or tingling or numbness, then come back up out of that a little bit until you don't feel that sort of sensation anymore. Those kind of sensations always indicate nerve pain. And we don't ever want to feel our nerves if we can help it. So we always ease up when we feel nerve pain. And then we're slowly going to inhale, bring the chin up, stretching the throat. Whenever we lift our chin up, we want to be sure not to bring the head too far back so that we're not pinching on any of those nerves in the back of the neck or compressing the spine. Just far enough to feel the stretch in the throat muscles. And bring the head back to center. Let's look out over the right shoulder. Notice your range of motion here. Maybe you can really move your neck big, or maybe it's not moving too much at all. And slowly bring your head to look over your left shoulder. Come back to center. One more time, we're gonna lower our chin down. Again, we're sitting straight up, nice and tall, engaged in the core if we can. Then we're gonna bring both hands to the top of our head and gently bring weight into the head to further the stretch in the neck. Let your elbows fall in toward each other so that your arms can just be heavy on your head. One more breath. Now, before you raise your head, release your hands down. Give that a moment to lighten. And then slowly bring your head back up. Noticing the way that feels. You might move your head around a little bit. Getting down into the shoulders, we're going to do a couple of shoulder rolls, following our breath with an inhale, bringing the shoulders up towards the ears, and then drawing them back, squeezing the shoulder blades in towards each other. And then exhale, bring the shoulders down and forward and back up, where we start again with the inhale, opening the chest, shoulders come back and down. Exhale, bring them back up. One more time, inhale, shoulders draw back, chest open, and down. Exhaling forward and up. Let's go the opposite direction. Same thing, forward and down. This time we're gonna inhale back and up. We'll exhale forward and down. Inhale back and up. One more time. And then relax your shoulders down. Now we're going to do a simple neck strengthening exercise, and then we'll get right into our core exercises. So we're going to take our thumb and pointer finger and create just a little rest for our chin. The thumb is going to go right underneath the chin. I don't know if you can see this at all, but the thumb is going to go right underneath the chin, and the excuse me, the pointer is going to rest right in front of the chin. So you're kind of pinching your chin. Really, it's just a rest. Again, sitting up real tall and strong, engaged core, we're going to press our chin back. So the chin tilts down slightly as we press our chin back. So the body's not leaning back when we do this. The body's resisting the movement of our chin coming back. And then we release, raise the chin up slightly, and press it back. Release, raise the chin slightly, and press it back. Let's do this a few more times, adding breath. We're going to inhale forward, lift the chin slightly. Exhale, bring the chin back, pressing it back. Inhale forward. Exhale, press it back. Inhale, lift the chin slightly. Exhale, press it back. Let's do that 2 more times. Press it back. One more time. Press it back. And release. Bring your hand down. Good. That exercise is really good if you're somebody who has any neck issues, or even when you get a sore or tired, stiff neck sometimes on occasion. You can do that to help really activate and strengthen the fine muscles of the neck. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started in our core exercises. We're going to begin in a roll-up. Now, roll-up, we're starting hard, guys. Roll-ups are not the easiest thing to do, but we're going to try to make them easy. We're going to do our best to modify them if we need to. So I'm going to roll to my side, or turn to my side. This starts on the back, and it is basically exactly what it sounds like. We're going to lay down and then we're going to roll up. So starting with all the way down. Now, if you're familiar with Pilates, you know the roll up. We do our legs straight. However, if you've never done a roll up before, or if you're not feeling particularly strong today, I'm going to ask you to bend your knees. That'll be a little bit easier on your back, still allowing you to get the full work of the exercise. Okay. We're going to plant our heels in the ground as best we can, pointing the toes. Plant your heels in the ground as a sort of anchor and point your toes. If your knees are bent, press your feet into the ground. Okay? All right. Now we're going to try to do a full roll up, meaning we come up and then all the way up and roll forward and back down. Now, with that said, if you learn quickly that that's not for you, you can bend your knees and bring your hands around your leg, head up, and try to pull yourself up that way. Or some of us might need to use our elbows to help ourselves up. Okay? All right, so just do your best to modify it to make it work. I'm gonna do one, we're gonna do one together, and then I'm gonna kind of come see if I can check you guys out and see how we're looking. Okay, looking straight up, heels planted in the ground, or if your knees are bent, feet planted in the ground, and we're going to inhale, arms raise up, come overhead, and then exhale, head up, arms up, neck up, shoulders up, back up, round the spine, reach forward. Inhale, navel draws in and leads you down. Round your spine to come back down all the way to the ground, where we start over with an inhale, reach up, and exhale, come up to the curl up again. So like I said, I'm going to come check it out, see if I'm seeing any problems or if we're doing okay. Okay. All right, looking good, Susan. Sally, I see you, looking good. Good. Ooh, Barbara, looking good. And Annette, I know you're doing it because I remember from Pilates how much you love this exercise. All right. Not sure if I see Dave and Teresa down there. They're doing something. Let's do two. There we go. There they are. Yeah, good, you guys. Let's do two more. And on our last one, when we come up, we're going to stay up. All right, it looks like everybody's done. From our roll up, we're going to go into a variation of boat pose. So we've done boat pose several times throughout this term, and we're going to modify it to do a little bit of repetition in it. So let's start with our knees bent and our hands underneath our thighs. Lift your chest up nice and high. Knees are together, toes are pointed, lean back slightly, lifting both feet up so that your shins are parallel to the ceiling if you can. Take a breath or two here. We definitely don't want to hold our breath in our abdominal exercises, tempting as it may be. If you feel like you can release your hands, go ahead and release your hands, but do keep your knees bent in this one. We're not going for a straight leg here. Okay, and then we're gonna tap the toes down. So we're gonna go right foot down and back up, and left foot down and back up. Right down, up, left down, up. Right, up, left, up. Keep moving. I'm gonna come check us out, see how we're doing. Good. Again, guys, don't be shy to hold those legs if you feel like that's beneficial to you. Take breaks when you need it, and remember to breathe. Good. You can even bring your hands to the ground for support if you need to. Let's go one more on each side. Come forward for a little break, hands around the shins. You can rest your head downward, take a breath or two. Then we're gonna go right back in that same position. Hands beneath the thighs, sitting up tall, leaning back, knees together, toes pointed. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe into position, feet up, shins parallel to the sky. Release your hands if that's available to you. Both feet touch the ground. Both feet come back up. Both feet touch the ground. Both feet come back up. This time, if you want to try to straighten your legs on the way up, you can. Up and down, up and down. Keep moving. Again, I'm going to check on our form, see how we're doing. Take breaks as needed. We're working our abdominal muscles, our hip flexor muscles, our back muscles, our neck muscles. This is a really beneficial exercise for all areas. Remembering to breathe. I like to inhale legs up, exhale legs down. Good. Susan's looking good. I trust Dave is looking good too, although he's just out of camera. Barbara's looking good. I see Garnet over there doing it. Annette's moving. Let's do two more. Up and down. Let's bring it up and then hold it up. And then we're gonna allow ourselves to roll down and into a happy baby. Rolling the back down, knees spread wide, hands grab hold of the toes to a happy baby. Knees are deeply bent to stretch the hips. Let your low back relax here. From here, we're going to move into a butterfly, bringing the feet together, knees are wide. And we're going to do butterfly sit-ups. So a butterfly sit-up is where our feet are together. We try to press our feet together as best we can. That's difficult to do in this position, but trying to press your feet together. Reach your hands toward your feet, though not grabbing your feet. Tuck your chin toward your chest, and then bring your shoulder blades off of the ground and reach those hands. And then bring it back down. And then we come up, reach the hands, and bring it back down. If you need to modify, one way to do that is to grab hold of your feet and come up and down, grabbing hold of your feet. If you can't grab your feet, you can use your knees. Another modification is hands on the ground, pressing with your elbows to help you up and down. Take a big breath and then exhale up for the reach. Inhale, back down. Exhale for the reach. Inhale, back down. This isn't a rushed exercise right now, but when we get to the end of it, we're gonna pulse and rush it. Let's do 5 more of these guys. And we'll do 2 more. And on this last one, we're gonna hold it up. Coming up and holding up for 10, 9, 8, 7. Remember to breathe. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Come back to happy baby, grabbing hold of the feet, bringing them wide. Big breath into the belly. Release the feet, knees together. Good, and bring the feet down. Take a breath or two. For the next one, we're going to go into a side scissors. We're going to bring both hands underneath the sacrum. That's the bony area above the buttocks. You might have your hands slightly onto your buttocks as well. Palms facing down, supporting the back is the goal here. We want to engage really well in this one, so pull that tummy in nice and tight and then up towards the ribs. On your next breath in, bring both legs straight into the air and point your toes. Good. Let me turn so you can see what I'm doing. The side scissor is where we bring the legs wide and then we cross the legs. Bring them wide again and cross the other direction. Wide, cross, wide, cross, wide, cross. Good. Keep it moving, continuing to breathe, and I'm going to see how we're doing. If this is causing any back pain for you, bend your knees a little bit or a lot. Don't forget your breath. Anytime we're in yoga, we expect to have a nice, slow, steady, deep breath. Take your time. You don't have to move as fast as I was moving. Looking good, guys. I see that, Patrice, really good. Mom, you're looking good. Barbara's doing it with her Christmas leggings on. I see Annette's feet waving in good form. Yeah, there's Dave's foot. Really good, you guys. One more moment of this. And bring your knees into your chest, giving your legs a hug. Gentle rock side to side. Good. Put your feet down. We're coming back to that same place of hands underneath the sacrum. Palms facing down. Legs are going to extend straight out in front of you. Toes pointed. Bring your legs together. Navel's drawn in and up. Breathe in, lift your heels just off of the ground a couple of inches, maybe like 2 inches. And hold that. Remember to breathe here. We're simply holding, strengthening the back muscles. Let's bring a pulse into it. Gentle raise and fall. Gently raising and falling the legs. If you need to bend your knees here, you can. If this is hurting your back, bend your knees. Take a break. This is definitely an exercise where if you have that dome building in your stomach, relax it down or use one hand to press it in. Five more seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax it down. Let your hands go. Excellent. Let's roll over onto our stomach or onto our belly. In this one, we're gonna do a super yogi. So on your belly, legs straight behind you, toes are pointed, arms extended straight out in front of you. We'll start with just a half super yogi. So right arm raises up. You can look straight down or forward, whatever's more comfortable for you. It's more comfortable for my neck to look straight down, so that's what I'm gonna do. Right arm's raised up, left leg's raised up. Draw your tummy up towards your spine. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. Left arm up, right leg up. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both arms down, both legs up. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both legs down, both arms up. Breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Both hands down. Take a breath. On your inhale, both arms, both legs up. Flying through the sky like a super yogi for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just the arms come down, keep the legs up. Tap both feet on the ground and come right back up for 1. And tap them down, come back up for 2, down, up for 3, down, up for 4. Let's do 6 more. Touch down, come right back up. 5 more, up. 4 more, up. 3 more. And let's do 2 more. 1 more. And up. And down. Good. Take a breath. Relax your head down. From here, you guys, we're going to do some yogi style push-ups. Yogi style push-ups are different than traditional push-ups because we keep our elbows tucked in tight towards our rib. In a traditional push-up, we bring our hands out to the side so that our elbows are wide, but in a yogi push-up, we keep our elbows tucked in tight with fingertips facing forward. That's what we're going to work for here. If you need to use your knees, of course, use your knees. Engage your core here, looking forward or looking down, sorry. Toes curled under. With an inhale, press up. And with an exhale, elbows stay tight. They come back as you lower down. Good. Take your time. Let's see if we can get through 5. I'm going to come check us out, see how we're doing. Press through your knees if you need to. In fact, I even encourage you to press through your knees. Either way, you're getting plenty of work. Count out your 5, and maybe you can only do 1, maybe you can do 3. I'll show you what it'll look like if we're doing knees. So if I'm doing it with my knees, the elbow still comes straight back, and I come down, all the way down, and then I press through my knees to come back up. Or maybe that's even a little bit much after a big Thanksgiving, and so maybe I'm just lowering my chest in a dip, and then raising up, and dipping down, and raising up. All aspects of push-ups are pretty difficult. So if you're struggling with this one, that's okay. When you've completed your 5, go ahead and relax down on the ground. Or when you've completed however many you can do, relax the whole body on the ground. Looking good, you guys. Okay, I think we're about good there, so let's take just a couple breaths of a rest. We're gonna do one more exercise and then we're gonna come to standing and do a little bit of yoga movement. Let's come to hands and knees into a familiar exercise. We're gonna go into a spinal balance. So on our hands and knees, our wrists are gonna be directly underneath our elbows and our elbows are directly underneath our shoulders. Inner elbows facing slightly forward. Knees aligned directly underneath the hips. And when you breathe in, move to a spinal balance. Right arm reaches up, left leg reaches back. Flex your left foot, pressing through the heel, toes facing forward or coming forward. Draw your tummy up. Good. And then we're gonna tap that left foot down. Left foot comes down, left foot comes up. And down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Down and up. Let's do 5 more. Tap down, up, 4, up, 3, up, 2, up. Last one, and up. Bring it up and hold it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Let's relax back and give your wrists a moment if you need to. Then we'll go to the other side. Different wrist. Navel's drawn up nice and tight. When you're ready, with an inhale, left arm extends, right leg extends. Good, yep. And tap the right foot down and up. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. Down, up. And 5 more. Tap it and up. 4, up. 3, up. 2, up. Last one, tap it down, bring it up and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Let's take a quick child's pose, lowering the seat downward and head downward as well, stretching through the back. We're gonna take a downward facing dog to come up. If you don't care for downward facing dog or it's not in your wheelhouse today, just come on up to standing however you would like to. With an inhale, reach your arms forward, raise your chest up out of child's pose, and then with an exhale, curl your toes under, knees up to come into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're gonna come up to standing pose, walking the feet forward, raising up, and then a mountain. If you didn't come through downward facing dog, just find your way into mountain pose. From mountain pose, we're gonna step right back to a warrior 2. With an inhale, left leg steps back, hip opens, right knee bends, arms wide. Looking out toward your right middle finger. Engage your core, just like we've been doing all morning. Navel's drawn in and up. With an inhale, moving to a side angle pose. Forearm to the thigh, left arm up and overhead. Stretch, really going for the stretch here. Reach in that left arm. And taking this to a triangle by straightening that right leg. Right arm's coming down, left arm's reaching up. With an inhale, bend to the right knee, come back to that side angle, forearm onto the thigh. And another inhale brings us back to warrior two. Straighten through the front leg, turn the right foot in. We're going right to the other side. Left foot turns out, so it's now facing the opposite side. Into warrior two. I know we're moving fast here just to get some movement, get the blood moving. Arms wide, left knee bends. Navel's drawn in nice and tight, maintaining that core strength. We go to a side angle, bending the elbow, left forearm to the left thigh, right arm's reaching up and overhead, really going for that stretch. Moving into a triangle by straightening that right leg. Back to our side angle, bending the left knee, forearm to the thigh. And back to warrior two, arms wide, knees bent. Straighten through the front leg, turn the left foot forward so feet are even now. Arms are still wide, inhale. Exhale, send your hips back, chest comes forward so that chest is parallel to the ground. And see if you can bring your hands to the ground. If not, bring them to your thighs. And relax your head down. If your hands are at the ground and you want to go a little further, walk your hands back. That's just an option if you want to go further in your pose. From here, we're going to come down to the ground. If you think it'd be safe for you, come through a frog pose. If not, walk your feet back in and work your way to the ground. A frog pose from here is just bending the knees down to the ground. That's a really deep hip stretch, so only do that if you know that your hips can take a really deep hip stretch. And then you can move to your forearms. However you've gotten to the ground, work your way to your back, where we get to end in Shavasana. Extend your legs straight out in front of you, taking your time. I know I'm talking kind of fast here. Take your time to get here. Laying on your back. Stretching through the whole body. Arms up overhead, point your toes. And just stretch in whatever way feels good for you. Maybe even offering your tummy a little massage. because chances are high that you're gonna feel that come Thursday. You're gonna feel what we did today. Let's bring our arms down to the side and we're going to practice a lung clearing breath before we go into our rest. To get our lung clearing breath, we're going to simply exhale as far as we can, and then we're going to force a little bit more out. So once our breath has fully left our body, we're gonna force a little bit more. And what that might sound like is it'll be a big inhale, and then as you exhale, in fact, let's exhale through our mouth. As you exhale, it's gonna be a brisk blowing away, and then forcing a little bit more out. And it might make you cough. So an inhale and an exhale. And then a little bit more. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. For the next 3 breaths, we're then going to inhale and just exhale a big exhale through your mouth. Not forcing that extra bit out. 2 more times. Last time. And return back to your natural breath. Close your eyes and allow your body to just be heavy and supported lying on your mat. Allow your mind to be at ease. Your body to be at ease. Your heart to be at ease.